Ready.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I have a very special video for you because I will be interviewing my very special guest, my mom. Would you like to say hello to everyone?
Hello, everyone.
I want to start by just asking you, if you will, to tell everyone your name and how old you are.
My name is Marjorie, and I'm 59.
Thanks. I also want to thank you for joining us. How long have you been vegan?
A little over 4 months. I started on April Fool's Day.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you actually know your vegan anniversary. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but a lot of us have a vegaversary or a veganversary, rather than just a birthday or an anniversary. We celebrate the day we became vegan. I don't know mine. I just know it's in October, so that's great. You have one. Any thoughts about that?
No, not really.
Okay. Um, what made you decide to be vegan?
Health-wise, I was not feeling well. I had problems in my stomach all the time, cramps. I had trouble eliminating, so I needed to try something different. And my daughter, being vegan, convinced me to try going without meat and dairy, and I was willing to try anything, so that's why I went vegan.
Just in case. Okay. Thank you for telling us and sharing. Um, was it hard for you?
No, not at all.
Did you have a strategy starting out?
Uh, just to eliminate meats and dairy products, added salt, try to really keep down on processed foods and eat as closely to the land as I could. Fresh vegetables and fruits and nuts and whole grains. So that was basically my strategy to go with, and I didn't have any trouble. I went cold turkey. It's like overnight. One day I was eating my meats and my ice cream, and the next day I just went kaput with all of it and started vegan.
Okay. Would you say that you have any vegan role models?
My daughter.
Aw.
Uh,
Aw. Okay. How about any books or movies that you found of value on the topic? Anything you would recommend to people that you really like?
the World Peace Diet, the Pleasure Trap. Um, I've read some others, but I can't think of them right now.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll be around. Um, how does it feel? Do you experience any benefits now?
Yes, I do. Um, I have regular elimination every morning. It's softer. I don't fear getting on the scale. Without trying to lose weight, I automatically lost 20 pounds on the vegan diet. My greatest fear was that I was going to be hungry eating fruits and vegetables, but there are grains and there are nuts, and you can eat as much as you want when you want and not worry about calories. So it dropped off, and that was a good thing because I had a lot of built up flab in front that needed to come off. And benefits. Uh, I say yes more readily now, whereas before I had to contemplate whether I was going to feel well enough to do something or not. Now I can spontaneously say yes more often to opportunities. My energy level is better. I exercise a lot. My number one exercise is to walk every day about 3 miles. And yeah, it's good. And I find the benefits of healthy eating very delicious and very beautiful. For instance, last night I did a dry pan stir fry of various vegetables, and they were all different colors, and they were tasty and good. Um, yeah, so that's quite a few benefits right there in the short time I've been at it.
Would you say that you've experienced any emotional or mental benefits other than what you just told us?
I've always been kind of a depressive person. I still suffer from depression, but I get myself up and I get myself moving and I work out of it better that way. Uh, I'm not sure that the vegan has affected me any differently with my emotional and my mental. Although I do think mentally I'm more alert and I'm more able to focus. Focus is another difficulty for me. My mind wants to drift off into all different directions, and then I have to pull myself back to focus. So I think focus is better being a vegan. Um, so that's what I have to say on that.
Okay, and you said the 1st of April is when you went vegan, and let's see, we're now in early August, so that's only a few months, and you've been seeing these results. The next question I wanted to ask you is if there was anything that you would like to share or to tell people that I haven't yet touched upon.
Um, One difficulty that I shared with my daughter that I have is trying to convince other people to be vegan. Just recently, I tried to help my sister who's been diagnosed with cancer, and she told me she was sick of having it shoved down her throat. So I've backed off. I'm not going to talk about it anymore to her. For me, I think the veganism basically is a private journey of my own, and also sharing with my daughter who's a vegan and with anybody who might ask. For instance, my neighbor invited me to barbecues, and I told her the only thing that I would be barbecuing probably would be vegetables because I was a vegan. I don't do well trying to explain it to other people unless they're willing to listen and want to listen.
Yeah, I think we all struggle with that, and when people don't want to listen or aren't willing to listen, it's it's probably best, like you said. Do you think that the World Peace Diet, the book, is it all helpful as far as dealing with the emotions that you experience and communicating with others when it comes to being different? Eating is such a fundamental thing that we all share, communities coming together and families coming together to eat. And when you're the only vegan there, sometimes that's I don't want to say a difficult situation, but it's different. Do you think that the World Peace Diet is at all helpful in um, assisting people as far as communicating with others?
I read the World Peace Diet basically when I was just starting to be vegan, so I don't recall too much information on that question. I do know that felt good to me to go downtown and approach these people that had a table set up to see what they were doing, and they had flyers selling meat, and it felt real good for me to say, oh, I don't eat meat. And they just nodded their head and accepted it, and I walked along my way. And it felt real good that I'm no longer in that population of eating meats. Um,
um, I ask because I've read the book also a few times, and I've also taken Dr. Tuttle's World Peace Diet Facilitator training course. He has a couple courses out there actually, and I found the training very helpful in communicating with people, and also the book. But sometimes I have a hard time determining whether I'm taking it from the book or from my training. So I think one of the lessons in that, what he says that I find very useful, is that you can't make anybody change. Um, you can't make anybody listen to you really either if they aren't willing to hear what you're saying. Um, but what you can do is plant seeds of awareness and be there for people when they have questions. Um, so thank you for taking the time to answer that and recalling the book. It's my favorite book. Um, what would you like to say to people in your generation? And also, specifically, what do you say to people who say and feel that they are too old to change? And people who are older and want to do this but don't know how?
uh, Speaking from my generation, as you get older, all the poisons and the toxins that you take in over your lifetime are going to finally flare up. At least they did with me. As I shared at the beginning, I was always feeling sick. And I was also scared. Um, so the young and healthy, they run around, they eat their cheeseburgers, and they have energy, and there aren't any repercussions that they're feeling right now. But as you get older, I believe, at least talking from my own experience, you will feel the effects. So, what I say for myself and for other people is that you're never too old, and rather than to just continue doing the old habits that aren't working, give it a try. You know, that was basically my thought at the beginning, too. I'll give this a try because I didn't know what else to try. And, you know, what do you got to lose? You can only learn, and for me, the experience has been a wonderful and continues to be a beautiful experience. I think every time that I get up in the morning and, as I said, have my regular elimination, there's more poisons and toxins coming out of my body. It takes a long, long time for those toxins to come out. Uh, I'm sure I've still got a lot of toxins in my body, and I want to continue to flush them out and to, as they say, reach optimum health for myself so that I can feel well and so that I can be happy and enjoy my life.
Okay, thank you. um, I think that actually a lot of younger people are feeling some effects to their health, negative effects to their health, who are on the standard American diet, which the acronym for that is SAD. I don't feel that's just a coincidence. There's something to that. Um, in recent years, the unhealthy habits have escalated so that now we're consuming, as a nation, we consume more sugar than we used to, more caffeine than we used to, more animal products than we used to, more dairy, more meat than we used to. And on top of that, There's other unhealthy habits. I think people are sleeping less and perhaps stressing more or experiencing higher levels of different types of stress. So we actually have a lot of people in the younger generations who are very sick now too already. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed your answer. Um, do you feel any differently cooking vegan foods than you did when you were cooking the standard American diet for yourself?
I've basically found that time wise, it might take a little bit longer to prepare nutritious and beautiful food than it did for me to slap a hunk of meat in the fry pan with barbecue sauce and a baked potato in the oven or whatever. Um, but the mess has been cut down. All that sloppy barbecue sauce isn't there anymore. Things seem cleaner, both within myself and around the apartment. Um, yeah, I guess that would be my answer to that.
Okay, thank you. What do you buy on a typical shopping trip?
I go to the farmers markets and I go to what's called Greenfield Market in Greenfield to get organic vegetables. And I get at the store, the co op or Trader Joe's, those type of markets, my grains, my nuts. Uh, my downfall in the olden days was always ice cream, so I've replaced that with what's called a non dairy ice dessert, which has processed stuff in it, which is, basically vegan junk food, but it's still healthier than ice cream and it doesn't have the dairy in it. So I get that at the store. My daughter has and her boyfriend have gone shopping with me, so that's been a great help because they have showed me where the right food for me is located and also told me what they like and various recipes to get me started. Um, I buy tofu at Trader Joe's. Uh, Tempeh I really like. Uh, I tried seitan for the first time. I like that. One thing that I'm lucky in and always have been is that anything that's food I've liked. And so I haven't had trouble saying, I don't like tofu, I don't like this, I don't like that. And my daughter's also shown me how to, use tofu so that it is more delicious. When I first started out, I took the hunk of tofu out and just put it raw on a salad. And I told her it didn't taste like much. So she said, "You ate it raw?" And I said, "Well, yeah, isn't it cooked or isn't it all right to eat it that way?" And she said, "Well, I guess so." But she showed me how to chop it into bite sized pieces and shake it, coat it with hemp seed, which is also a good thing for a person, and to fry it in liquid aminos in a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil. And it makes it very tasty. The texture is kind of crunchy, and you can put that, I've found, in anything. You can use it like croutons in a salad. I love putting it in my spaghettis with sauce, stirring it in with vegetables, eating it like a snack. So most of my shopping is done at those places that I just listed. Tomorrow I'm going up to my sister's, provided it's nice, and reap some vegetables from her garden and pick some raspberries. So there's all kinds of places to get this nutritious food.
Okay, the next question I was going to ask you was if you have any favorite vegan products. I know one of them you've told me is the vegan ice cream, the frozen desserts. Um, So Delicious brand, and I'm not sure if you tried Purely Decadent or not, but do you have any others?
I found I love vegetables and fruits. With my old eating patterns, I had very little fruits and vegetables. It was mostly meat and ice cream and potato chips. And since I've turned vegan, I have found such a wide variety of vegetables and fruits, and I have really created an appetite for them so that I prefer them and look forward to them. Uh, I don't know if I have favorites. Uh, I really like sweet cherries, and I like melons, cantaloupe, the green melons. I keep forgetting what they're called.
Honeydew?
Honeydew. Um, I like berries, blueberries, raspberries, um, all kinds of vegetables.
Okay, that's wonderful. Um, is this strictly a diet for you, or do you consider yourself an ethical vegan? So would you be a dietary vegan, or more appropriately a follower of a plant-based diet, or do you find that you are concerned about the environment and animals and humanitarian issues around um, meat, dairy, and egg production as well, and go beyond diet to try and find replacements for animal-based cleaners and shampoos, soaps, leather alternatives, and that sort of thing?
I'm not perfect at this, and I'm still a newcomer, but I am grateful for all the progress I've made. Food wise, I look at it as the way I want to eat. I don't look at it as a diet per se. I didn't go on this to lose weight, I went on it to feel well, to eat to live, as they say, instead of live to eat. I've always cared and loved animals tremendously, so I can't be near the slaughter business or deal with that. I always went in blindfolded, basically, not thinking about it when I was a meat eater. Now I can't imagine chewing into a piece of meat. I wouldn't want to. So, something else I wanted to say. Oh, I've switched over as far as toothpaste goes, deodorant, shampoos, and conditioners. Basically, where I'm lacking is I have two cats. I can't get them to go totally vegan, but my daughter has given me some cat food that I've given along with the normal, and so they're still eating meat. So I'm not totally perfect with this, and it bothers me. I don't want to buy those cans of meat for them, but at the same time, I do need for them to eat and want them to be healthy and happy, and I just can't get them switched over yet.
All right, yeah. Okay, so it sounds to me like your cats aren't vegan, but you are. Um, uh, Vegan feeding cats and dogs, actually, unfortunately, vegan food is actually controversial even amongst otherwise vegan people. So I won't say that people aren't vegan if they choose to feed their cats animal products. That's actually been a hot topic in a couple groups I'm in recently. Um, but for anybody who may be listening who is uneducated about this or up in arms, has the wrong impression, um, if you feed your cats a healthy vegan diet, there's a website, vegancats.com, They have vegan cat food that has the taurine and everything that cats need to be healthy. Most cats do fine on a vegan diet and sometimes even become healthier because of all the nastiness in commercial cat food. Um, it is essentially things from the slaughterhouse that are deemed too disgusting and not edible for human consumption. And there's actually some cannibalism going on with certain brands because they use rendered cats and dogs from shelters that shelter put downs. So most cats can live and even thrive on a vegan diet when it is a proper vegan diet for them. I don't recommend that you just try to feed your animals, especially cats, any vegan food. You need to make sure that you're buying vegan cat food that is appropriate for them. Evolution is a good brand, also Amy's, or you're using some recipes and a proper supplement. Again, Vegan Essentials and VeganCats.com offers that. So, okay. I can't think of anything else. I think that's all the questions I had for you. Is there anything else you would like to say? Wrap it up. Anything else you want to share or say?
Hopefully, I'll see more people like myself being interviewed because it's a beautiful experience. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. It was a real pleasure to have you on, and I'm very grateful that you came on to do this interview.